How's our light? Are we lit? Lit.
Lit AF.
Lit AF.
Lit.
Do your kids say that?
No. My daughter, she swears like a sailor. I mean, she's, you know, I know because I see sometimes like, I'll be in a room doing something with her, saying goodnight to her or whatever, and her little thing will pop up on her phone, and it's like one of her friends, you know, F that, you know, or whatever, and, you know, kind of thing. You're just like, you know that she's right along with them, just, you know, but she learned from me, so it's
Of course.
The best.
She learned from the best potty mouth in the business. When I was in Russia, one of my favorite stories is I was doing something with our interpreter who was kind of assigned to us, and she, I take it as a compliment, one of the greatest compliments of my life, and she said, Neil, you are the most vulgar person I've ever met.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cult Show. I hope you all had a wonderful, happy My Bloody Valentine's Day. How was your Valentine's, Neil?
Oh, it was quite bloody lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
How about you?
Yeah. It was uneventful only because my husband and I don't really do anything for Valentine's Day. I got some really sweet text messages though with some cute emojis, lots of hearts and puppies and things like that. So, which is on the daily. So nothing too out of the ordinary. But
wow,
we both
that's nice.
we both worked, so it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do the fancy dinners because we like to make that. Like I say, we like to make that happen regularly.
Right.
Not just on a, you know, American Greetings designated holiday or whatever. But we did do it one year, the first year that we were together, just so we could kind of get it out of our system. Went to a French restaurant, and it was lovely. But
Nice.
every day is Valentine's
Every
Day
day
with
Valentine's
this one.
in the Hitman household.
Yeah.
So I got Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah, I got my wife gave me this. I brought it to show everyone.
see.
I thought we might talk about it.
Oh, what'd you get?
It's this cool thing that she made for me. It says horror movies are my Valentine.
Aww.
So, and she knows, of course, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And whereas she does not much care for horror films, but and I gave her a Freddy Krueger workout shirt.
Oh, that's adorable.
It says like from my dreams or something. It's got a claw coming
Is it
out.
the Hot Topic one?
Yeah.
Oh, I want that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I walked
So
by it the
we
other
both
day.
gave it to like horror themed
Oh,
stuff.
that's so
we thought it was kind of cool.
cute.
So,
Oh,
so I treasure the fact that she accepted my,
yes.
you know, my horror
Yeah.
thing. And I don't know,
Caleb, how was your Valentine's Day?
You know, I knew you guys were going to ask me that, and so I was trying to rack my brain, like,
had
all
to
right,
ask.
what am I going to say? What am I going to say? So, how's the Pink song go? It's you in your hand tonight.
Or
Single!
little Jackson Brown, Rosie, or like
Yeah. More of that five-finger death punch. So,
Well, you know, only on special occasions. It's like Christmas, New Year's.
You watch out though. I have a habit of playing matchmaker for friends, so look out. Look out.
I actually,
Yeah.
I tried yesterday a little bit because I had a.
Yeah, I heard you too.
Oh,
I wasn't
what?
trying to hide it.
What?
There was a young lady who came to visit me at our office. She's a manufacturer, a rep.
Okay.
Right? So she's trying to
Okay,
sell
she's
me
in the
this
industry.
equipment. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so she came to visit. We had our breakfast meeting, and then she had a few hours to kill. So I let her come to our office, and I set her up with a place to work for a few hours. You know, email and everything. So I put her in an office right next to Caleb. That was
Yes.
going, and I introduced them. You know. And, you know,
And then you said something.
And
'cause
then
you obviously had a conversation with her about
we had a conversation about
fate or, you know.
we had been talking. We had been talking about stuff at thing, and I had mentioned that I have a colleague. I was talking about you, who likes to mention fate a lot in her things, and I think believes in fate to some extent,
Some
right?
degree, especially in
So,
cinema.
right. And so then afterwards, I'm like, "This is Caleb." You know, I made some comment about because she's single, so it's kind of like I don't remember exactly what I said, but I did do a. You know, oh, by the way, Caleb's a really good guy, and something, and it could be fate.
Oh, I love it! I love
kind
it.
of thing, and she,
And she ignored me.
and then I
the
just
entire
cut it off.
time.
So, but well, I mean, she was a guest in our office. It's like
She
she
was.
just got to
She
start.
was, but
Well, maybe it just wasn't her fate. Wasn't your fate. Wasn't your destiny.
does she even live in town?
No.
Oh, that's difficult.
See ya.
But it does work. It does work. We did long distance for a little bit. It was,
I don't do long distance.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever?
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun.
I did it for
I mean, it's fun.
a while.
I am
Come visit.
I need the contact.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
I may not need
Yeah.
the conversation, but at least need the contact.
He needs
Single!
that hand.
Oh,
Oh, Caleb.
oh.
Somewhere out
Ladies,
there.
leave a comment if you're interested. Freeze frame on his face. Look how cute he is.
Give us a thumbs up if you like Caleb,
Yes.
and then we'll, we'll patch
We'll
it
make it
through.
happen.
That's right.
I need the contact!
Oh, the dating service that we are.
Oh, yes. A horror dating service or movie dating service.
There you go.
You could do a profile, list like all your favorite films. That would be a good way to kind of like
Yeah.
match make.
You do the whole, what do you call it, the table dating or whatever, but you're talking about
Oh,
your
like
favorite
speed,
movies.
speed dating. Yeah,
but with movies
yeah.
or whatever.
Now, have you ever done that? Have you ever done speed dating?
No.
I've never, ever.
Nope.
Or like the pheromone dating where
Nope.
there's all the okay, so there's these dating parties they do where you bring a worn T-shirt, like an old T-shirt that you've been wearing for dirty, and they lay them all out, and you have to go around and you smell the shirts, and you pick the one that you're like most attracted to, and then they match you up with that person.
That
'Cause
sounds
it's
horrible.
It's the idea that you're attracted to their scent and their pheromones.
Well, if you bring your underwear if you're gonna do that. I mean,
Just go all
yeah,
all
just all
in.
the way. I mean, might as well get down to it.
Like, oh, the pattern of those skid marks is just lovely.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're going to be doing their laundry and...
yeah, I mean,
He did my laundry one time, and I don't get embarrassed, but I was a little bit mortified. Because there were undergarments in the laundry. And he was so sweet. He offered to help me do some chores and did my laundry. And I was like, he saw my dirty underwear.
you saw my skid marks.
They were black, so it was okay. It hid everything.
No,
yeah.
that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But he got his black light on so he could see.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, looks like Abe Lincoln.
Jackson Pollock up in here.
Yeah, exactly. I sell it on eBay. No, I don't. No. Don't get excited. That's when we knew it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Kelly's used CULTSHOW underwear. I'm gonna write that down.
So-
I'm gonna put some money on
Now,
that.
okay, so speaking of your underwear, do you have
Yes,
your
speaking
two types of underwear? Your
Yes.
like screw it, I don't, and I don't mean like
That's
that.
a bad
I mean,
choice
Okay,
of
I
words
was
for you.
like that?
I mean,
Like-
I'm just, bleh,
Well,
you know,
all-
and then
all
you
women-
have your, your,
Yes,
your
Wanda is
special
giving me
time.
gestures. She's giving me the glory, hallelujah, yes. Thank you, baby Jesus.
What would you call it?
I
Your,
would
your date night underwear, or your?
I would say 99% of women have their two types of underwears. You have your pretty schmexy skivvies, and you got your period underwears. I'm sorry, that's just the story. That's how it goes.
That's lovely.
I'm just being honest. Thumbs up if you've got your two types and know exactly which they
Do
are.
you do the kind that goes between the cheeks?
Oh, I used to be all about it because
don't know
remember
how to do
early
that.
2000s, it was all about dong, 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 dong. Like that was the thing. If you were in high school.
And the whale tail showing in
Yes.
your, low, in your
I had
low-rise
one.
jeans.
I had one that had a bow on it, so the bow would like sit right above your jeans, or your True
Wow.
Religion jeans or whatever you wore. But if you were a teen or young adult in the early 2000s, you did the thong. There's
okay.
just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Anyway, so what else did we do 2 days
So-
ago? 2 nights ago we were somewhere as a group.
Oh my gosh, I was like, wait, what did we do?
What? We did?
So this is actually really huge. This is very exciting. The CULTSHOW had our first big crossover event. We got to visit the set of Creature Features, an
Yeah.
awesome local horror show that plays on Coffee TV here in Santa Rosa and is actually shown nationwide on
Over the
various-
world even, he
Over the
told us.
world? What?
He's got like a
Oh.
station in
South
South Africa
Africa.
that picked him up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's showing
But-
all your classic monster movie show, late night horror show. It's got this incredible cast. You have Vincent, the host. There's Tangela and Livingston, the butler, and they're in this Victorian mansion. And oh my gosh, this place! I want to live there. It is beautiful. I mean, it's so detailed, all this Victorian ornate furniture, Gothic-y. There's even cobwebs and a full-size organ. There's taxidermy animal heads on the wall. Like, you name it, this place has got it. It's incredible. There was stained glass windows. There was a window with red light shining through that reminded me of Suspiria. Basically, Wanda and I were in heaven, taking pictures all over the place.
Running around taking pictures.
Oh yeah, we were selfieing.
You know.
Yeah.
We were doing that whole thing.
And we'll have pictures going while we're.
Awesome.
We'll
Yeah.
put our pictures we took.
Fantastic.
It'd be fun.
So yeah, so we got to be guests on Creature Features.
Yep.
And it will air maybe by the time that this episode
or
is
very
live,
soon. Yep.
or very soon
So
thereafter.
check those listings. They're also on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you check Creature Features on YouTube, they post the full episodes there as well.
Yeah. So we got to talk about a weird and wonderful sci-fi film from the
We
70s, which we won't reveal yet. But
Okay.
yeah, so definitely check that out. It was very fun for us.
It was. It
Very
was a good time.
exciting.
And Kelly
Yeah.
was fantastic. So she was
Oh,
she was on her best A game, just kind of
well.
being very entertaining. Even I was in awe. I was just kind of sitting back watching her and
Oh, shit.
having her do her thing. So she was.
You weren't so bad
She was
yourself.
good. No, I was just
No.
kind of like you be doing your thing, and I was just like, bleh, you know, I just get that, you know, little thing here and there.
What are you, a goat?
That's what it seemed like at
That's
least.
why we work so well
So,
together.
exactly. I was like a goat, exactly. Meh.
I'm the ham and he's my little sheep. You
There
know,
you
just,
go.
At least you're not
yeah.
a screaming goat.
No.
Yeah. Insert screaming goat video here. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. They have a great set. We had when we
Yeah.
left, we had one that was like kicking and screaming that we had to drag her out of there.
I know.
She
yeah.
wanted to stay.
Again,
No.
like what a cool thing that Sonoma County has to
Yeah.
offer, you know, for the horror and
Because
genre
we are
film scene.
The Hamlet of horror.
We are.
That's what we are. Not
And
to
everyone
take
there
away-
was just so nice and,
I know.
you know,
Great crew,
accommodating
too.
and no,
Oh,
that's what I
like all
mean.
the-
Like,
yeah,
you know,
okay, yeah. Mhm.
Everyone over there.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Well, we are
job,
big
guys.
stars, so I mean,
Oh yeah.
It's true.
yeah.
we are internet sensations.
We were in the green room after all.
It's true. We got free bottled water.
That's right. Oh, it was good. It was fun. So yeah, that'll be on real soon. Hopefully, everyone can watch.
Yes.
You know, support Creature Features and us for that matter.
Exactly. And
Absolutely.
yeah, Creature Features, they show some really fun, obscure stuff that the film that we discussed, I hadn't even heard of or
Yeah, no, me
seen
neither.
before. I had no idea, so it was kind of fun to do some research on that.
It actually wasn't a horrible film. Like, I mean, it was bizarre and, you know.
Very 70s. I
70s,
can't imagine
very
it getting made
70s.
in any other decade.
No, agreed. But,
Nope.
but it actually wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
Yeah. So speaking of cult and genre films,
Yeah,
that's what we're here to talk about today.
we are.
And
In our special tribute.
yes, today
edition
is
of our
a little
show.
bit different. Typically we have one film that we're talking about. Today's not the case. Today we're actually paying tribute to a star of genre films,
Yes.
an amazing character actor. Let's just say it. So this show is a tribute to Dick Miller, who tragically passed away
A few weeks ago.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
Dick was a treasured industry icon, basically what you
Mm-hmm.
call it. You know, for myself growing up watching all those films from the 80s, you saw him all the time and then got to see him, or the more you learned about him, you know, then you find out, you know, oh my goodness, the 70s films and
Yeah.
60s and
And if you don't recognize that name, if you don't think you've seen him in anything, you're probably wrong because you have.
Right.
If you're watching this, you probably have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
he was,
Yeah.
he did, I don't know, Caleb probably knows, like 170 some odd movies, I think it
I want
was.
to say
Yeah.
like 200 or
I mean,
you know,
like
I mean
60
between movies and TV, you know,
Yeah.
like just all sorts of credits.
And I was going to say, out of that number, at least 65-ish with Roger Corman alone.
Right.
easily.
I mean, easily. Yeah.
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 So we decided we wanted to eulogize
Yeah,
Dick
and
a little,
it was
but
a-
we'll tribute him.
It was really heartwarming
Tributize.
when this happened and people were posting about it on social media. It was really awesome seeing all the tributes from
Yeah.
across the film industry, film community. Just people sharing their memories of him and fun photos. And
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of, you don't think about it, until you
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about it. Like, you go
You
through
don't
and you're
think
like,
about it till you think
oh
about
yeah,
it.
that movie and that movie, and then you go like, oh man, I remember how that affected me, and then you start realizing, you
Yeah.
kind of lost a little piece of your childhood in a way when, like this, and this is becoming more evident. I don't know if you have this issue yet or not, but people that I grew up watching or their movies, and or whether directors or actors, whatever, that are
Yeah.
passing away now.
Yeah.
And it starts to really make you go, wow, I'm getting old. My mortality starts to be a real thing that
Starts
you
to sink in.
think about, and
Yeah.
like with Wes Craven and George Romero, and
I mean, the list goes on and on.
it goes on and on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Toby.
Hooper.
Yep.
Thank you very much. See, my brain's already going.
You
so I'm
started to do a little
halfway there.
Kelly dance there. I'm
did, I
rubbing
know.
off on you.
I got a little.
Yeah.
Ooga chug. But so. See, we call back to the other episodes because that's how to make you want to go back and watch. So anyway, we want to come together, talk about
Yeah.
Dick, talk about Mr. Miller, just kind of do a little episode to him, thanking him for what
Exactly.
he gave us.
And this isn't about being sad and somber. Of course, it is a tragedy, and we send our condolences to his family and his friends. But we like to keep it positive around here, so we want to celebrate the gift that he gave to us, which is his acting and this great career that we so celebrate.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Yeah. When you think about Dick Miller, what's the first thing you think of? Whether it's a role or
First thing would be Roger Corman, the Corman films, and Bucket of Blood.
Bucket of
So
Blood, yeah.
I think it's the thing that everyone most likely would know
Yeah.
him for.
Which I gotta say, for
first.
the longest time, I thought it was a Herschel Gordon Lewis film, just because of the name.
Blood
it
Feast.
sounds like something he would do,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So I'm embarrassed to say, for a long time I thought it was him, but yeah, I was wrong.
That's
Roger
okay.
Corman.
As long as you grow and learn from your mistakes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I've learned now. So yeah, most people would probably say that's his most memorable role.
It was, yeah, I mean, one of his bigger ones for sure. One
Yeah,
of his
leading-
earliest ones.
Because he's not often the lead.
Exactly.
That's-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a character. His character's name in Bucket of Blood, of course, is Walter Paisley,
Paisley,
which ended up being a recurring theme throughout his life. Again, because people were paying homage to him and for what he created.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Homage, plumage.
homage is the plumage.
See,
that's
bring
right.
it back. You gotta watch the episode to get the inside
Go, go.
jokes. So.
Nice. Yeah. So anyway,
what I
but Bucket of Blood was his leading role, and he was really good in that. I mean, he was really he starts out as a little understated, busboy of the Beatnik Cafe,
Yes.
which is hysterical its own, just to watch the whole Beatnik movement in that movie. And
I love
know.
vintage hipsters,
yes,
and I'll get more into that. Like one of my favorite things
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
but yeah, no, it was
about
cool.
Dick
It was
Miller.
fun for that reason alone to watch it. But then just his performance in it is great, because you just Dick is a pretty was a very deliberate man in how he spoke to people, and kind of how he was coming from Brooklyn and being of that ilk, and that role is like completely the opposite.
In a bucket of blood. No, you're gonna shoot me! Don't shoot!
Some interesting artistic skills.
Yes, artistic skills, of course,
yeah,
which
yeah.
he ends up basically
Takes a dark turn.
ends up encasing a cat in clay, and then a cat that he accidentally kills.
The cat with the clay plumage.
That's right. That's very nice.
It's a new Argento film. Hasn't come
That's
out
coming
yet,
out
so-
soon. Yeah. Those crazy Jallos. So he gets the cat in the clay,
Yep.
takes it to the coffee place, and then they're like, oh, that's
They
so
love
great.
it.
Oh my
They-
God,
yeah.
you made that. And then
The
they
hipsters love it.
Yeah.
The beatniks go crazy.
go crazy, like dig it, man.
And then it's
Dig
like,
it.
well, once I've done that, what else can I do?
That's right.
How much crazier can I get here?
So he progresses to people. What the heck?
Why
so,
not?
Yeah, he encases some people in clay, and then he starts going for some parts. He does a guy's head at one point, and eventually gets discovered that what he's doing, and unfortunately ends up hanging himself at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But
Wah, wah.
still, but it was
Yeah.
his role is just really fun to watch.
Yeah, very
him
fun
start
and
from
memorable.
that outsider, like you said, that
Yeah.
outsider guy that
Yeah.
he wants to fit in with the beatniks. At one point, he's wearing his scarf or whatever, and got the little beatnik hat
Well,
going, and
yeah.
kind of thing.
Like a
But
little beret or something.
Yeah.
Mhm. So what stands out to me with Dick Miller are some of his earliest films. So the 1950s bad boy rock and roll black and white movies, the Roger Corman, Rock All Night, Sorority Girl. They remind me of those 1950s pulp novels that have those covers that I love, where you've got the greasers with the slicked hair and the sexy lady with the, the sweater girl with the bullet bra and the perfectly coiffed hair and the red lips. I love those book covers, the pulp novels, things like that. So he is just the perfect 1950s hipster bad boy. He's got those great features, a very chiseled, angular face, amazing facial expressions. And just his smart mouth swagger, smart talking, no nonsense, no BS attitude. I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
So you're born a few decades too late, you're saying?
I think so. Well, people always ask me that because I love anything, vintage, retro. I collect vintage clothing, so I love dressing like 40s, 50s, 60s, all that kind of stuff. And people always say, oh, do you feel like you're born in the wrong era? And I always say no, because of the scientific discoveries that we've had. Because, I like my antibiotics and.
You like your herpes medications?
Yeah, I like science. I like where it's gone. So, yeah.
I like clean water.
Yes, yeah. So. I would say, I like having access to the things of the past. I'd love to go shopping back in the day, but I'll take the modern day. I'll take the technology, the modern marvels of medicine. So
it'd be cool to get a time machine just to go back just so you can go buy some of the clothes and the furniture you want from back then, and bring it up here now.
At those prices, and they'd be brand new.
Yeah.
Clothing and furniture and cars were all made better.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's no contest.
That stuff lasts.
You can't argue with that.
Oh, yeah.
It lasts, especially the cars.
Cars were real metal.
They were beasts. Those things.
They were cool looking.
Exactly, just like Dick Miller, cool looking.
Cool looking.
He's like a classic car,
That's
and
right.
he just got cooler with age.
It's true.
So after the 50s, so through the 50s and 60s, he worked with Roger Corman on 65 or so films. So they developed this great working relationship. And Corman just cranked out those films. He had it down to a science movie making.
No, Roger Corman apparently was pretty famous for, as long as you didn't screw up your line, that was it, kind of thing, and you would go and
sort of that Ed Wood school.
Yeah, exactly.
Running
gun,
directing.
Yeah.
But so Little Shop of Horrors was one of my favorite films of Dick Miller.
Now one of my favorite musicals, of course.
Oh, absolutely, no question. Love, musical, the movie, the whole thing. But Little Shop was a pretty fun film, I thought, for his role, Dick Miller's role, and that was.
He was offered.
He was offered it. Yeah.
Seymour Krelborn first, but he thought that it was too similar to
Paisley.
Bucket of Blood character.
Okay.
Yeah. So he opted to step back a little bit and let someone else do it.
Yeah. But that role,
oh, it's great.
It's probably the best role in the whole. Yeah, it's the best role in the whole movie, probably.
Yeah.
The dentist is pretty cool too, actually. But,
yeah.
But
I don't like dentists.
Yeah, I'm a fan, but
how you feeling, by the way?
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, he's all good.
I'm good. So I'm still picking rice out of there from Michael's Kahlua pork.
The Kahlua pork, little string of pork. Yeah.
But anyway, but it's a Little Shop of Horrors, and I don't know if you wanted to go for that one or not, but his character he's a flower eater, and he goes into there and he just. Nobody walks in with his pepper or salt, whatever it was.
He's got some sort of seasoning in his pocket, and he just sprinkles it on the flour and just starts.
And he actually goes for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, he really
ate
it.
Prop.
Yeah, and it was like a bouquet too.
Yeah. And he's just like sitting there munching the carnations.
Right.
But that's like the one scene. Then
when he's leaving, he's like, I gotta go. My wife's making
gardenias.
For dinner.
For dinner. Oh, it's so hysterical. It's like my wife's making gardenias for dinner. It's like hysterical.
Well, that's what's great is he's so committed to these roles. No matter how ridiculous they are, he is 100% into it.
It was funny.
Yeah.
And then like the next thing you see him, he's back in the plant shop again, and he's got some plants, and he's just like putting. He's in the. I don't think he even has any lines in his one part. He's just in the background, like putting more seasoning, salt, whatever, on his flowers, and he's just there munching on the. I mean, I don't know. It's.
It was such a small part, but like in a way, he's the one that kind of propels the story because
he does actually.
He's the one that tells
stealer.
Mr. Mushnick to, give Seymour a chance. And put, they call her Audrey Jr. in this
Audrey
one.
too. Oh, Audrey Jr.
It's Audrey Jr. Like put it up and people will come.
Yep.
So
that kind of takes us through the 60s.
60s-ish, I guess. You can say.
You get to.
Then you start segueing into him and meeting Joe Dante.
Right.
Joe Dante was a huge fan of his, and Joe, of course, cast him in every film that he ever made, and you get Piranha. Start going in there. We'll call that, what is that, 80, I think, somewhere in that area.
Something like that.
But I'm sure Kel will find out for us.
Yeah.
But it was right in there. And
well, around this time is when he met his wife. Or did they meet before? Way before that. They've been together. I mean, they were together a very long time.
They were married in '67, I think.
They were pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, they were together for a long time.
Yeah.
And they just seemed to have like a really nice, playful kind of, and yet give each other grief, as needed.
Yes, they had that very adorable bickering relationship, but like lovingly bickering.
Yes.
So from what I understand about Dick, that's kind of how he was with lots of people. He was a big ball breaker.
Okay.
So,
I could see that.
And I say that because I actually spoke to some people that knew him last weekend. I went
really?
down to LA, back to LA.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Jelly.
I'm jelly. I'm jelly of your trip to LA.
And I actually had dinner with some people that were, and two of them knew Dick.
Oh.
And they used to hang out, in fact, like a lot.
Wow.
So I got some kind of behind the scenes information about that. And yeah, Dick was apparently was a huge.
And that was just his attitude, like that sort of New York, like.
Yeah,
how much was acting and how much was actually
Well, I think
him?
from what it sounds like, it was just, part of it was, I'm from New York and this is what you do. But at the same time, like he was just a very playful guy, is what it seemed like. So it was kind of a mixture of, and it sounded like
all with good intentions. Like
and
he
it sounded
wasn't
like
actually trying to be a douche. Like
no. But he also wouldn't back down, is what it sounds like. Like there was a lot of kind of like. If someone got mad, then he would get mad. You know what I mean? It was kind of like it wasn't like they would take it sometimes. It sounds like the inference that I would get from some of those stories.
Okay, yeah.
But like there was a good story I heard that Dick was driving in his convertible, and he was driving in. I think he was coming from Santa Monica on the 10, so he was heading east. And then apparently like it was a traffic jam or something, and. He stops, and then the guy, bumps him from behind, and so he just kind of like lets it go, whatever, and do a little of this back and forth, and then boom, again, and he's like, what the heck, kind of thing, this guy doing, and lets it go, and a little more traffic, and then boom, again. So finally he gets up and I guess screams at the guy, like, out his car, like, what's the matter, man? What the hell are you doing? And then the guy screams back, stop, drifting back into me, idiot. So it was actually Dick was like rolling back and hitting the guy behind him the whole time, but not realize he's rolling back or something. And it's,
like he was accidentally in reverse or something.
No, it was just, I guess, I don't know, he must have had a clutch. I'm not sure,
Okay.
So I don't,
so it was just
I didn't ask.
drifting.
Yeah, but somehow he was drifting backwards and hitting the guy behind him, kind of story. But, so, I didn't know, it's just kind of
a great story.
Fun story, but he thought the guy was bumping him. I don't. Anyway, it just sounded like from those stories what they were saying that he was just a great playful guy. Yeah. That they like to have fun with his friends.
Yeah.
So, whether breaking on busting little balls, kind of thing, or whatever. But anyway, that's all I could.
So Piranha was 1978, by the way.
70. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I might have been right in that area. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So I guess you want to pick. Could you pick a favorite or a few films of his you like, and we can talk why? Like I can start off if you want, since you guys are both looking at me like, what the heck?
I mean, no, I have some too.
But okay, cool. Like for me, I mean, Gremlins is always going to be huge for me.
Yes.
Because just growing up in that movie came out the year you were born, but I watched it in the theater when it came out. And at that age, I'd already been, scarred by horror films.
Okay.
So I was very excited for Gremlins, and I recognized Dick, at that point already. So it was cool to see him in it. along with, of course, with the movie Gremlins. It's just a crazy,
Just
wonderful
awesome.
film.
Yep.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
so Mr. Futterman, who you think gets it, by the hand of the tractor, comes back triumphantly in part 2, Gremlins 2, and actually has a little bit larger role and helps Billy fight the Gremlins in part 2. So, I'm a fan of the Gremlins movies, and
Yeah.
Joe Dante films. Gremlins 2 is a fun film, huh, Reverend? Are you awake?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. We like Gremlins 2.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And then I also I love the film The Burbs, and
Which I have never seen.
oh really? Oh no, we gotta show you
Gotta
that
put my
film.
Jason mask on.
Oh, we gotta show you that one. That's a
know.
great film. In fact,
Another one of those classics that it's on my list of classic films that I've never seen.
Okay, well we'll do that because you know what? That's 89, so this is the 30
Okay.
year anniversary already, which I just can't even believe. So
Wow.
I know it's
Wow.
nuts. So
Wow.
we'll do that. We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, that's one of our friends' favorite films.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah.
We did it once at the Cult shows years ago, and it got such a huge. And people were just laughing and having a great old time. So
Gosh.
we'll have to do a like we'll watch it, and then come back right away. Like I'll make you actually show up early.
Okay.
We'll watch the movie, and then we'll do it so we can
Remember, I have no concept of time.
That's right. So
Yeah.
no, it's anyway. But he plays a garbage man towards the end of the film.
Okay.
That and it's just, they just kind of steal the show, like the little role he has. So that's me. Those are mine to start. I want to take Caleb's.
Well,
thing.
let's talk The Howling.
Let's talk about.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
So I actually had never seen this until last night, actually. So I watched it for the first time.
Is it a coincidence?
Maybe.
Happy coincidence?
Maybe I was doing my homework. But once again, he plays Walter Paisley.
Paisley. Yeah.
But he is a bookstore owner in
He has
this
so many
one.
gigs. Paisley.
Which was well. So
Yeah.
Jack of all
what I
trades.
liked about it is he starts out. He's like the know-it-all. He knows like, oh yeah, this is what werewolves do and blah blah blah. Yeah, and like he just knows it all.
Oh, yeah.
And like as he gets pushed, then suddenly he's like just an entrepreneur. You're like, hey, I sell books. You want books? I got books. I got tons of books. I got.
Not unlike the vacuum salesman and
True.
and
Yeah.
the film where he's the vacuum salesman. You want to purchase, you purchase.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
wanna-
that's
you don't
right,
wanna
that's
purchase,
right,
you don't
that's right,
purchase.
that's right.
I'm just telling you the facts. This is how it is. You put this there, and that's how it works. And then, yeah.
That's right. Very good.
He should,
That is
I
pretty
would
good.
love to work retail with Dick Miller as Walter Paisley. I would love to see him just like dealing with curmudgeonly customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see you do that door to door though.
just like- I think
You
it's
should go like to
so
doing like Girl Scout cookies like that door to
Oh,
door.
can you
Just walk
imagine?
up there and be like, you want to buy the Thin Man? You buy the Thin Man. You don't want to get a fucking.
You like a Samoa, you get a
You
Samoa.
get a Samoa.
You don't like coconut, we'll get the, you get the Thin Man.
Are you in a
get the,
Girl Scout uniform? Or
Oh
you in
yeah,
a,
oh yeah.
Well, lots
Are
of
you,
guys
in,
are
are,
working in
are
the
you in
house.
low-rise jeans with the whale
With the
tail
whale
showing? And
I'm in the brownie outfit. Dick Miller's in the Girl Scout. He's like the den mother, yeah. The Coven Fast Superior or whatever. Oh, that would be amazing. That should be in a film, a Girl Scout cookie scene where you have this like female Dick Miller type.
Right.
I'm gonna pitch this to my agent. I did the work. Oh.
We should. Yeah,
maybe you
we
should write that.
We should write it. Yeah.
or at least write that
I
scene.
think we should.
Let's make it short.
There you go.
Let's do it
Okay.
short.
Go.
We got some cameras we can use.
Got a few.
So yeah, we got some lights.
I'm trying to think of the
Some
other names
mics?
of the cookies. Tagalongs, is that one?
Might be. That sounds familiar.
What's the lemon one? The
Lemony
I like the
drops.
Samoas.
Samoa. Oh, Samoas are class.
Samoas.
Samoas are so
Thin
good.
Mint.
Thin
But
mints.
There's a peanut butter
fun
one.
retro trivia question. What were Samoas originally called? I know you know this. Maybe not.
Wagon wheel.
No.
Which one are Samoas? I don't even know.
They're the coconut, caramel,
Oh.
and chocolate.
Anyone out audience know what they were originally called? They're called Caramel Delights.
Oh.
Then they changed the name to Samoa. So. Yep.
You guys said chocolate and coconut. You didn't say caramel, and she calls it a caramel delight.
Yeah. It's
I
got
said
that
caramel.
sticky.
Oh, did you say caramel?
I
Okay.
didn't say caramel. I said
You
caramel.
say
Oh, you confused
Oh,
me.
I said it the right way.
You got
No, Jason.
hot potato.
The big Friday the 13th Part 3, Jason's mask
every
coming
time we make
at
a
you.
blunder, you gotta like throw the Jason at
Throw it at someone?
Yeah.
So soft.
I know, right? It's a little
This is
squishy.
the best thing in that box.
Speaking of boxes,
My sweater
and,
smells like 80s, so that's why I was smelling it.
We've got some boxes to show in future episodes. I'm not gonna do it in this one, but we've got some fun unboxings to show. So
Cool.
stay tuned, especially if you're into things of the cosmetics persuasion. So little teaser there.
It's right up our alley.
Heck yeah. Well, we're gonna give you a little makeover.
That's right, the
here.
makeover. Okay. Awesome.
So yes.
Make this blemish go away.
So Dick Miller selling door-to-door salesman. What about Shopping Mall?
You brought up Chopping Mall? I'm
Shopping
impressed.
Mall. So
I have that on.
It's another Walter Paisley one.
Yeah.
too,
It's
right?
another Walter Paisley where he has his conversation with a robot.
He does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little robot interaction. I mean, it didn't come easy to him. He wasn't like magically discovered or thrown into the spotlight. I mean, I think a lot
Right.
of people look at successful film stars and think, oh gosh, that must have been so easy for them. They get handed the work. But
Well, unfortunately-
I mean, he had his struggles just like.
Oh yeah, he had especially in that era, kind of after the probably what the late 60s, early 70s. He started kind of turning to the. He got some more of the what do you call those, the nudie films or whatever, the little the little more scantily clad women and like the. I wrote it down here so I could remember.
Exploitation type.
Yeah, of those like young nurses and the student teachers and candy striped nurses.
Oh yeah, Candy.
Candy striped nurses I used to watch on Showtime when I was
was just
young
gonna say,
all the time. It made for good material, if you know what I mean. So, but
Did you like record it on VHS?
oh yeah,
and
oh yeah,
rewind?
yeah,
You're
I'm
like,
sure
okay.
it's sitting back there still. But there,
Is it all like I'm not gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
exactly. I'm sure there's certain parts that get really fuzzy all of a sudden, from
That wasn't Dusty was blown
Yeah.
out in
I'm gonna say it's the case
On
itself.
Beetlejuice?
yeah, on Beetlejuice, yeah.
Candy striped nurse, and I had no idea he was even in that at the time though when
my
I
gosh.
would watch that because he was just a little spectator or something in the stands, But I'm like, oh, I remember that. I remember that
Yeah.
scene. So it was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
So I mean, he didn't have the the glamorous Hollywood story of he was discovered and
Right, and
became
then this
big
boom, yeah.
A-list star. I mean, and at that time he had a family. He had was it 2 kids to care for and a wife who was also
Yeah,
a
you gotta
struggling
make 'em-
actress.
yeah.
So yeah, he didn't have it easy, but he worked his butt off, and so I commend him for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I love that scene in the documentary where I think it was his brother saying he never wanted to leave the house because he was afraid he was going to miss a phone call, which
Yes.
meant he would have
And
missed out on work.
That so struck a chord with me because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, when I started getting into acting, we had cell phones,
Right.
we had email.
Yeah.
Your agent or casting people could reach you whenever, and I was thinking about that's like, that would have been a nightmare. I would have never left the house
Yeah.
because one call could change your career.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
It's true.
yeah.
So this documentary that has been referred to a few times.
Oh my gosh.
We should probably bring it
yes,
up
we gotta
as an,
plug that.
right? Because it's
Yeah.
a pretty good film.
Yeah, it's a
And-
documentary called That Guy.
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller.
That guy, Dick
Or
Miller.
is it Dick Miller, that guy, or
No,
that
it's
guy?
that guy, Dick Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a great film. Good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really obviously just really fun. Seeing all Dick himself and telling the stories and all the different actors he worked with over the years.
Yeah, with his World War II veteran shirt, which I didn't
Yeah,
know
right.
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his family, his wife, all his friends that were out there. It was a good film. So we definitely recommend That Guy, Dick Miller if you want more information
Absolutely, yeah.
about Dick.
It's
So,
it's on Amazon Prime, so
Yeah.
you can if you're a Prime member, you can stream it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, really good film. So I was trying to get the director to do a little talk with us on here, but he unfortunately was really busy.
Oh.
And I was trying to
Okay.
come on, a little Skype, a little
Yeah.
phone call. And he's like, I'm so busy. And I got the deadlines. 'Cause he's doing a lot of he's got 1,000 credits, a lot of editing and that kind of stuff. I think is what he's kind of his paid job is.
Yeah.
So he must have had a deadline or something because
Okay.
he was super busy. But
Yeah.
anyway,
He has the work.
he
got
has
the
the
work.
work.
He got the work.
Good for him. Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, but yeah, go check that movie
So-
out.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
do it.
well worth it. It's
So yeah,
short,
so we've
like an hour
mentioned
and a half. So.
Yeah.
we've mentioned some 80s, even 90s with some.
Well,
of
his
the
big
kids.
80s films, though, think about like
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about the Big T.
yes,
The Big T Terminator.
that's right.
The gun store salesman.
Jim Cameron gave him a nice little role there.
Yeah.
So that was the gun the gun guy.
The Gunslinger, which is another film he was in. Whoa, see what I did there?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
Thanks.
All right, so yeah, Terminator, 80s, Explorers.
Yes.
He had a great role in Explorers.
Which I
You
haven't
know?
seen.
Okay.
Nope.
So did
Add that to the
what
list.
what rock did we find you under? I don't remember. 'Cause-
Well, okay, and confession, I didn't see Terminator until, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Okay.
And Terminator 2, I saw maybe 11 years ago. I did not grow up on the Terminator films.
No, that's.
Yeah.
So I understand. As a
didn't see 'em.
young female running
Who-
around the world, you may not. Terminators might not appeal to you.
Yeah,
But Explorers has got all that, young children exploring and being creative and going into space.
Oh
and-
my gosh, that's up my alley.
So-
Okay.
Following their dreams.
Yep.
I love that. That,
Yeah.
that sounds like
But
me.
he has a great role in that.
He
where
does.
He's kind of
Definitely.
he's trying to hunt. What is he? He's tracking the kids or whatever.
Yes.
And then he, for whatever reason, then kind of at the end, they're shooting off into the space, and he sees them, and he's just kind of like, good job, kids, kind of thing, at the end there. But and nice little
Go
point.
get
Look at that nice little feel-good 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you know,
love that.
Kids empowerment.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm talking about
Yeah.
when I talk about like kids horror and kids genre films. I love that kid empowerment kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
And of course, Twilight Zone, the movie. He plays
Right.
the diner,
Named
Walter
Walt.
Paisley again. Yep. In Joe Dante's story in Twilight Zone. So, making that Walter Paisley comeback.
Yes. Bring
So
it
he
back.
did what, 5? How many movies? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hollywood Boulevard's the other one too. He did 5, 6, 5, somewhere in there.
I've got Bucket of Blood, Hollywood Boulevard, The Howling, Twilight Zone, Shopping Mall, and Night of the Creeps. He was named Walt.
He was
also.
named Walt.
Oh.
So
Walt. So yeah, Night of the
I've
Creeps.
got
You don't
a
know.
question mark next
Yeah.
to that one, but
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and we've been
Thrill,
talking
it's
about
like-
movies, but I mean, this guy also did so much television.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wrote down just a few. Like he did Dragnet, Untouchables, Bonanza, Gunsmoke, Taxi, Police Squad, Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Yes!
Star
Oh my
Trek: Deep
God!
Space Nine, NYPD Blue, ER.
Clueless, the TV series.
I mean,
hello.
this guy, like, there's no way you haven't seen him. I
Right.
mean, there's just
Right.
you forgot Tales from the Dark Side, Freddy's Nightmares, and Moonlighting.
Oh wow.
I didn't forget it.
My favorites. You left out Freddy's Nightmares. One of the greatest TV show ever.
Are we going to have words later?
Time for a little finger
Are we going
butt.
to take me out to the tool shed again?
That's right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't pick a figure. I can't pick a figure. I
Can't pick a finger. Okay.
I need to just like look at the whole IMDb.
Right.
And pick a favorite.
I've got a bunch.
you have a
here.
list?
I think there's kind of a list you can go through. Or
I mean,
something.
obviously, Gremlins. Oh my gosh, Rock and Roll High School.
There it is. The winner.
Ah, see,
Oh
that's got
my
that's got my
gosh. Ding,
favorite
ding,
line
ding,
of
ding,
his.
Say it, say it. Come on, let's hear it.
I have to find it.
Okay, warm up. Go practice.
They're ugly, ugly, ugly people. Talking about the Ramones.
The Ramones. Yeah, that's classic. That
And
is
is he
classic.
wrong?
I don't know. Marky's still alive, so I'm not gonna say anything because he'll come here and kick your ass. So,
Bring it on.
even though he's like 89 years
I'll,
old or
I'll
whatever.
wrestle
but-
you.
89. Yes. Oh, Rock and Roll High School, Riff Randall. I'm a big Ramones fan myself, so that one stands up for me. But
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love a lot of these TV shows he's been on. I'm a huge Next Generation fan, so that's a biggie. That's a biggie.
You know, I
Yeah.
actually got to meet him, maybe twice at Fangoria conventions. He came around a couple years, I remember,
okay,
and
okay.
got to see him with Lainey, you know, and stuff. And he was always, good guy. So, yeah,
Good
Dick.
to the fans.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
mhm.
Good guy, good to the fans. He was, I mean, it's cool when you see someone like that. That's classic Hollywood, comes around. So,
Yeah.
it was neat.
Yeah, again, just sending love to his friends and family, and we're just so grateful to him for all his work
Yeah.
and his
That
entertainment.
we can go back and enjoy. And
Yeah.
So,
Very timeless.
You
You know,
Yeah.
it has a timeless
even though
quality.
he's not with us, it's sort of like he is with us. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I can tell you, I'm sure you're watching this up in heaven there, that the 13-year-old in me thanks you for Chopping Mall and Twilight Zone and Howling and Explorers and Gremlins and everything. So that was a very formative time for me, and you were in a lot of it. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. Definitely go
So-
check out that documentary. Again, that guy, Dick Miller, fantastic.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
Worth the watch
Worth the
and
watch.
then some.
And if we can learn anything from all this, you know, I always like to find the positive message in genre films.
Yes, you do.
Positive takeaway is I would just, you know, like to use him as a perfect example of encouraging, you know, young women actors to get out there and strive for those character roles. And if you're not finding those roles, then please write them. So
Okay,
that's my female takeaway.
perfect. I would second it. How's that?
I like that. All right.
Here, here.
Thanks.
All right, so
Da-da-da-da-da.
we'll take a little break and then
We're gonna eat some Girl Scout cookies.
yeah, awesome. Get some
Some
tag-alongs
Sonalas,
and
yeah.
some twiddly-doos, and then we'll be
Bibbidi
good to go.
bobbidi boos, yeah,
That's
the
right.
boos, not the
Mary Lou
boos, not
Who's,
the
and then we'll be good to go.
Cindy
and then
Lou.
Cindy Lou Who's, sorry.
Mary Lou Retton.
No, I was thinking of
Mary Lou Henner.
I was thinking of Prom Night 2. Hello, Mary Lou. Prom Night 2?
I haven't seen
No,
it.
you've seen it? Of course I
No,
haven't seen
sorry.
it.
Oh,
So-
what does that mean?
Nothing at all.
Remember, I was too busy watching Forbidden Zone 25 times.
That's right. Okay, so we'll go take a quick little break. When we come back, I have a present for you.
Present time.
Nice going, kid.
Experience your favorite horror, comedy, and science fiction films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s on the big screen with the Cult Film Series at Roxy 14. Double features Thursdays at 7 p.m. Visit us on Facebook for more information.
All right, well, we're back. We're standing up for once. We're not on the couch. You can actually see our height
That's right.
difference here.
Straighten my back out finally.
There you go. So we're going to kick things up a notch, get a little silly as we always do here. We're going to do a little improv again.
Improv. Kelly has no idea what is in this box.
I have no idea what we're doing, so I'm going to really test my improv skills.
We're going to
here.
try this out and see what happens.
Okay.
Hopefully it's going to be fun. We decided we had a little the serious side with the Dick Miller. Now we want to get fun and raise
Yes.
everyone's spirits back up.
In honor of his character acting, we're going to be characters ourselves.
There you go. Okay, so Kelly will look what's in here and then she will hold it up for everyone.
Neil is opening the box.
Silica
you-
gel.
Oh my god, that's dirty! What? Oh my god. Okay, well, it looked dirty. Oh my gosh, it's a giant gummy worm. Ah! I thought it was something else.
What was there?
Something non-edible.
What are you and Brent
Yeah,
doing?
take it out of the package now.
Oh my
Happy
gosh. And,
Valentine's Day to you
I
guys.
can crack it open. You can go.
What's that Jennifer Connelly movie that
Um,
with the drugs?
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, don't be acting out none of that now.
Yes, it is. Oh, it smells good. Oh my god, this is gonna be a meme. This is gonna be a meme. People are gonna like Photoshop other things in my hand. No.
So,
Should we taste
so
it?
Kelly,
Should we like?
Kelly is
Should we
holding
Lady and
a-
the Tramp it?
What, like a
yeah.
three
Do I have to
This
eat
is
it?
the night. Such a beautiful. This is like human centipede. Ew. Okay. Oh my god, this is the worst. Human centipede.
Is that a worm in your
part
pocket? Or you're happy
4.
to see me.
Okay. So whose turn is that? Whose
So we're
turn
gonna
is
do
it
an
anyway?
improv game where we have to
Okay.
act out scenes with
God, sticky.
the worm, and Kelly is the improv game.
Okay.
So we'll let her go first.
All right.
So Kelly is pretending that the worm is a phone and she's talking on it.
Thank you. You can go a little louder if you want.
Are we supposed to talk?
I
or
can.
not?
I
Yeah,
can-
we can make
Mine-
noise.
By the way, I
okay.
can smell it from
Yeah,
here.
it's very.
It smells.
It's got a very nice.
My hands
what
are
is it,
greasy.
cherry?
I think I already ran out of ones.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, okay.
Why is all of yours like in the garage sale?
Exactly. Hi, my name is Caleb.
So interesting enough, I was about to say like, "Excuse me while I whip this out."
Oh, that was my next one. You gave it away.
Hey, you've already done the penis joke.
All right, let's see.
Kelly's thinking,
Oh, my sides hurt.
sort of like that here on your shirt.
I'm trying to maneuver it.
Oh. Wait,
Kelly made lips.
all I can think are penis jokes.
Well, you know, you
I'm
bring
trying
a,
so hard not to
you
do
bring a
Hi, my
phallic-
name is Neil. No.
you bring a phallic prop to an improv game. What do you expect?
So Caleb was saying is that we're using it as a lot of penis
I
jokes.
keep on wanting to do jewelry, but I already did that. Let's see. Ooh.
Kelly is now making pizza.
It's my like racist Italian, stereotypical Italian song.
Hey, what's the matter, you want? What's the matter?
Okay. Oh, I got one. Here we go. Get ready for this one. Like, oh, you want to purchase? You don't want to purchase. You don't want to purchase. You want to purchase. So this part, you just attach this on here, and then you vacuum, and then this part kind of twists around here. And
Oh boy, oh boy.
it's improv.
What's the matter, you want? No. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's rude.
You could have done
Oh, I know.
Sweep the leg, John.
Yeah. Wait.
Snake.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? That's an Indiana Jones reference.
That's just my pet snake.
Reggie.
You want to play a game? I'm Drew Barrymore.
It wasn't a chest burn. It was blood.
That was actually.
It was Casey.
Can I piggyback off of yours?
Yes.
Good.
Cornbread wasn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Okay. Wait. You'll all float down here.
Okay. You let me think.
You copy me?
If I were a rich man, you better.
Alright. Oh, he's got.
Shenanigans. I call it shenanigans.
Oh, with hair?
I don't know if you can do it. But
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I'm going back to the musicals. On the good ship, lollipop.
he's now using.
The musicals.
this game go?
I don't
How long
know
is
until we're done. Ah, you stepped on my cord.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Wait, you got it?
I don't know.
Here, I got one. You get to hold it, put it by your belly
Okay.
button.
Yeah. My oh.
My twin! My twin!
Umbilically connected.
Okay, I think that's good. That's enough, right? Okay.
Oh, there's so many horror ones
So now,
to do.
now write into us and you can win this worm. We'll send it to you.
Slightly used.
Full of Kelly's hairs.
I
Come
just
on
realized
in.
We should have done more horror. You can do so many horror things with this.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
Like think of every
I couldn't
all the,
think
all
of.
the gut scenes. You know.
That's true.
Disemboweling.
I couldn't think of. I was trying to think of Tim Curry from Legend, but I couldn't think of any of the lines for the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but So hey,
That's the Cult Show.
this is probably our last episode. So after
Enjoy
the ribbed
what you
worm,
can. Okay.
the giant ribbed worm.
But seriously, though, we do
Take
have
it.
some fun special guests coming up. We've got, well, I'm not going to tell you who, because why spoil the surprise?
That's right. But they like their genre stuff.
They do. They know their genre stuff.
Yes.
Some would even call them straight up junkies.
Wow.
Oh.
Cool.
Wink, wink.
So stick around. Next time, I have sticky all over my hands now. I feel like I have to degrease. Don't forget the Cult Film Series at the Roxy Cinemas, where you can see us do this live in person.
Yes. Thanks for clicking.
You're Kelly.
I'm Kelly. I'm Kelly Hitman, the hit woman.
I'm still Neil.
I'm Caleb Dix, the Dixiest, the Pixiest, the Flixiest,
I like
Mixiest,
it. Ooh.
Chixiest.
The
Ding 'em out, ding 'em out.
quixoticist.
Oh. So everyone have a good time. Keep your bowels intact.
And like and,
That's right.
and like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Or else. Till the day the earth stood still, but he told us where we stand. And Flash Gordon was there in silver underwear. Claude Rains was the invisible man. Then something went wrong for Fairy and King Kong. They got caught in a cellular jam.
69.
And at a deadly pace it came from outer space. And this is how the message ran. Dong, 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 like